Human health is a prerequisite for the economic health of any country. Unless the population is healthy, the economy of any nation cannot perform. This hypothesis has been validated by the outbreak of novel coronavirus disease, COVID 19, due to which the world has been hit by a pandemic and daunting economic research.
Prevailing pandemic and ensuing lockdown has posed several legitimate concerns and challenges to expectant mothers and parents having children up to the age of 5 years.
What does the maternal and child health consist of? It basically consists of the status of mother and the infant or child mortality rate. At present, India remains far from achieving the desired outcome but has had a major progress in reducing maternal and child mortality and improving the health of these constituents of its population. The World Health Organization lauded India's effort in reduction of maternal mortality, infant mortality, neonatal and postnatal mortality, which are on track towards the achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 5. This is evident from the following statistics, which is presented in the graph format. If you see, everywhere there has been a continuous reduction of mortality rates. According to the Indian government's maternal health guidelines, every pregnant woman must mandatorily avail 3 or more antenatal care visits along with 90 or more iron folic acid tablets and 2 or more tetanus injections. The latest Family Health Survey 2015-16 gives important insights where it shows that the maternity care of mothers for antenatal or who have had more than 4 visits is about 51% and above. Mothers who consumed iron and folic for 100 days or more when they were pregnant is about 30%. So it can be seen that while the numbers have gone up, there is still a long way to go.
MCH services include the needs during the processes of childbearing as well as routine newborn care, antenatal screening, nutrition for the mother, and psychosocial support. India has institutionalized an impressive infrastructure for delivering MCH services through a network of sub-centers, primary health centers, community health centers, district hospitals, state medical colleges, hospitals, and other hospitals in the private and public sectors.
The maternal health program is a home-based program implemented by auxiliary nurse midwives, accredited social health activists known as ASHA, with forwarding linkages with PHC, CHC and district hospitals if there is a higher risk or a complicated pregnancy. In rural India, ASHA work closely with Anganwadi workers, frontline workers from the Integrated Child Development Services, which aims to improve health indicators of pregnant and lactating mothers and the children up to the age of 6 years, with 13.64 lakh operational AWCs across the country offering primary health and nutrition services to women and children. These are linked with HMIS, a digital initiative, and progress is reported and monitored in real time. A Cochrane review demonstrated that community-based interventional care packages delivered by a range of community-based workers are effective in significantly reducing maternal and neonatal morbidity and mortality. As can be seen, various government schemes have been launched for taking care of the pregnant women and the infant mortality rate to reduce. Among the important ones are the Janani Suraksha Yojana, Mission Indradhanush launched in 2014 and Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana in 2017. If you see on an average, all these schemes talk about and give emphasis on pregnant women and children. The Poshan Abhiyan, which was launched in 2018, or the National Nutrition Mission, focuses on improving nutritional outcomes for children, adolescent girls, pregnant women, and lactating mothers in a time-bound manner during its 3 years. Now, what is interesting here in all these things is to see that more than or close to about 11,000 crores has been outlaid in various schemes in all these for taking care of the mother and child health. Despite spending so much, this amount caters to only 1/3 or probably 1/4 of the pregnant mothers. As more and more individuals emerge in need due to the fallback in livelihood stemming from nationwide lockdown, it is necessary to take these schemes further by increasing scope of coverage.
A centrally funded COVID-19 emergency response and health system preparedness package worth rupees 15,000 crores was approved on April 9th this year. It will be implemented in 3 phases from Jan to June, July to March, and from April 2021 to March 2024. This fund will be divided among all states and union territories, keeping the gravity of challenges faced specifically in the provision of MCH in the times of COVID-19 pandemic. This package should focus on incorporating accessible infrastructure for safe deliveries. Due to the nationwide lockdown currently in force, necessary providers of MCH services like the AWCs have closed as per government's orders, and rightly so. But the question that arises is how the beneficiaries would access the various services. Pregnant and lactating women and mothers and their children in both rural and urban areas have begun to suffer due to the challenges like not enough vehicles to reach the place, not enough protective gear for AWW, etc.
While it is not known what the future will be once the lockdown comes to an end, some of the immediate steps that we need to take are: 1. Harness the technology and the advantage of mobile phone and internet penetration to the remotest area of the country. For instance, geotagging of the beneficiary and provision of telemedicine using location data, call data, and HIMS data, etc. All recent beneficiaries of JSY and PMMVY having been assigned unique IDs should be used for direct benefit transfers, provision of nutritional assessment, screening of COVID-19, delayed appointments until self-isolation, etc. As an emergency measure, pregnant women, especially migrant workers traveling or in transit on the time of COVID-19 and seeking institutional delivery can be imparted with the benefits of Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana or Ayushman Bharat with the participation of private sector. Creation of MCH dashboard in line with Ayushman Bharat dashboard to synchronize the data, harnessing HMIS and ICDS database and show the facility close to pregnant mother for rapid welfare delivery and integration of immunization services for the home-based newborn care so that all the essential immunization can be given to the children below 2 years of age without any delays. WhatsApp account must be set up where pregnant and lactating women can share their concerns, and through audio or video messages, and volunteers can be roped with support of civil society and community networks. Coordination of the self-help groups in villages must be identified who would assist the ASHA workers and the nurses in home delivery of required medicines. While this would help in reducing the burden of the latter two, it would also help expand community cohesion. Women self-help groups should be roped in for better outcomes in ensuring the provisions of these. There should be a certain modification and expansion in type of food provided, varying regionally to meet the nutritional requirements. Planning of resources is a must to avoid misallocation of funds and panic. What do we suggest during these times is to make a makeshift hospital arrangement for safe delivery in various districts and blocks. While shutting down doctors' clinics, OPDs of hospitals, there has been enormous difficulty for the pregnant women and infants succumbing to the coronavirus. It is also true that the termination of pregnancy is an option in the initial weeks to ensure the mother and the fetus do not catch the disease. But for these mothers in advanced and high risk stages of pregnancy, COVID-19 challenge is severe. The Union Cabinet Secretary advised district collectors to devise district level containment plans for COVID-19.
To conclude, with the deferral of direct and indirect taxes and other such payments for the 3 months, which are the main sources of revenue for the government, the revenue generation has dried up and is expected to continue this year. In this scenario, it becomes further pertinent and to reprioritize and explore alternatives, requiring minimum financial intervention for the government on an urgent basis for planned and adequate MCH services during the livelihood lockdown and pandemic. All relevant stakeholders, including responsible and committed citizens, would have to come forward to devise and fructify a solution, especially for mother and child care, whose practical considerations would include to adherence to service level benchmarking to combat the coronavirus pandemic.